So really, without wasting much time, I would want to call upon Irene to give us a few remarks before we continue. Irene?
Once again, thank you very much for hosting us here at Bank of Uganda, and also for the continued partnership between Bank of Uganda and Uganda Communications Commission. When I look back to the journey we have walked since mobile money came into existence in Uganda, and all of us were grappling with which way to go and how to go about it, where it fell, I think the collaboration that we set up back then has really borne fruits in terms of what we see in Uganda and what has become acclaimed world over. The mobile money guidelines that were created through that collaboration have significantly held the sector together, allowed innovation, allowed growth, and as we're speaking earlier, allowed financial inclusion. We all appreciate, and I always share how in around 2010, we were talking about mobile commerce and e-commerce, and we're saying Uganda is disadvantaged because we don't have plastic money. When mobile money came in, all of us were thinking of person-to-person exchange, but now we see that even those who are hesitant to get on board have gotten on board, and it is now no longer an issue that you don't have a bank account, because anybody can actually have a mobile money account. And I think that has been realized significantly from the collaboration that we've had, gaining and learning. I always tell the team, all of us along the way have started learning. When I first used to look at the abbreviation, AML, and all these terminologies that you have in the financial world, I'm like, what are we getting into? But I'm sure now when we speak to each other, we really have an appreciation in terms of what can be achieved. Also, when we look at the One Network area discussions that we had, how at first it all seemed impossible to exchange money across platforms. But today we even now take that for granted. And instead, as customers, we always ask for more. But as we're asking for more, more has also come to birth. As sharing with the Deputy Governor earlier, how I use it always to showcase what regulation has become today. That it's no longer about regulating our independent sectors, but now it's about collaboration across the sectors, because there is no longer one sector that is start and end. In terms of clarity, all of us are always now looking at services and applications that cut across the different sectors. I thank BoU especially, and this I have to say is possibly in a more selfish way in terms of making sure that the appreciation and the legal and regulatory regime got defined in terms of the National Payment Systems Act. I recall the days when we used to go to Bank of Uganda with the former governor, to Parliament, and be tasked about, so what law? And we were like, but that is a financial service, so it's not that there's a specific law. But today we see that clarity has been provided, and we appreciate the Bank of Uganda for that leadership and the thought process and the expertise that drove the creation of that act that we now have, the National Payment Systems Act. We recognize that despite the milestones and achievements that we have made, there's still always an emerging landscape. Yes, we had the MOU that was signed in 2016, but so much has evolved. It's such a new environment that we're dealing with. What we initially anticipated was the need in terms of quality of service. I remember the discussions. Now we are talking about cybersecurity. Because to the common man, for as long as there's no trust and confidence in the services, then you will put them there and they will not realize the benefits that we talk about. So as we talk about financial inclusion, as we talk about digital transformation, it is important for us to address the emergent issues. So we thank the BoU as well for that appreciation that has resulted in the MOU that we seek to sign today. We also want to applaud you for the joint efforts, us going out there and saying, yes, it is not about which regulator is responsible. We're saying we are all serving Ugandans and working with private sector to sensitize the people, to make sure that the trust and confidence is at rest, to make sure we minimize all this fraud that has been going on, as well as share the expertise, because in the different forums that we all have access to, there is different information, different expertise. And we look forward to continued working with Bank of Uganda and yourself and the team to make sure that we grow and continue to showcase and teach everybody else what to do through what we will achieve as Uganda in terms of this collaboration and fostering innovation and growth in financial applications that embrace the digital space. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Irene. I think that has been very, very comprehensive. So I'll just pick on a few issues without going to the background of what you mentioned. I think you really highlighted very, very key issues that, notwithstanding the MOU that we've signed, a number of developments have taken place that we now need to put our heads together to see how to address those challenges, because this is where the issues are. So I'll just begin by saying that, just picking up from the revised MOU that we're going to sign today, by just acknowledging the fact that the mobile money guidelines that were issued, I think around 2013, ahead of the enactment of the National Payment Systems Act in 2020, have seen the mobile money financial services actually blossom. So let me just inform you that the mobile money transactions, in terms of the turnover, these have increased from about 113 trillion in June 2021 to 156 trillion in June 2022. That's a growth of about 38%. This is in terms of the value. But also the transaction volumes have increased by 22%, from about 4 billion to 4.8 billion over the same period. So that shows you the extent to which the mobile money guidelines that the two organizations signed have led to the blossoming of this financial service. Now you find that there were just about 1.9 billion transactions worth about 71 billion were recorded in 2018. Now, UCC, from our point of view, has been a very constructive ally to Bank of Uganda, and particularly at the time when we were assuming the regulatory and the supervisory oversight over the mobile money financial services that have been delivered by the subsidiaries of the telecoms firms under their group ownerships. So the unfolding of the mobile financial services into the BoU prudential regulations recognizes their importance for financial stability. So really this is where we come in, because we have that mandate of ensuring a sound and a resilient financial sector. So the issues that you pointed out earlier on will be some of the serious discussions we're going to have. How do we ensure resilience apart from the sector being sound? So it means that going forward, we still need stakeholders such as the UCCU also to enforce some of the consumer protection regulations, things like market integrity, and all aimed at trying to secure public trust amidst the several risks of information age. I think as technology advances, we all cherish the benefits, but the risks that come with it are enormous. I mean, you saw what happened last week. You know, it is very, very concerning. So I think these are the issues that we have to work hard to address, even as we push this front. And of course, with the coming of the National Payment Systems Consumer Protection Regulations 2020, we believe that these are going to further empower the consumers of the financial services by expanding the resolution of customer complaints. So some of these complaints may come from the financial services, some from the telecoms themselves. So we need to work together to see how such complaints can be addressed. So that's why we are hoping that the MOU that we are going to sign today is going to deepen our stakeholder partnership in contending with these evolving challenges of a digital fraud through SIM swaps, hacking, data privacy and protection, as well as the digital empowerment of the users through digital literacy, training, and what have you. And also, I want to believe that the revised MOU that we are going to sign today is going to provide a framework that is fit for digital transformation by facilitating information exchange and cooperation on licensing, approval, oversight, and supervision of the payment services and systems, as well as the related financial services innovations. So this is what we hope to achieve from this mail. So on our part, we do make a commitment to the mutual pursuit of the common cause of shepherding a safe and a secure digital innovation. And we want to applaud the UCC on the recent campaign against digital fraud and for always sharing the platform with Bank of Uganda on a nationwide public awareness campaigns to promote e-payments. I've been watching the advert on TV and it is quite interesting. So now, of course, we are concerned about even-handedness. So to that extent, we want to encourage a level playing ground, which is vital for market integrity. And to that extent, the Bank of Uganda will seek to foster fair competition amongst the big telcos, which we call the Goliaths of this world, and the new entrants, the Davids. And we, of course, praying that the UCC support in this area in cleansing the sector of the emerging anti-competitive practices is going to be vital if we have to bring the Goliaths and the Davids together. So, Irene, I want to thank you for leading the UCC's contributions to the work and the process that has led us to this ceremony to sign the amended MOU. And also thanks to the hardworking staff of the Bank of Uganda and UCCU, particularly the technical team. By technical, I also include the legal team. All right, so don't feel that you are left out. All right, that did the heavy lifting on this updated BoU UCC MOU. You know, the way I look at this ceremony, right? It is like a renewal of vows. The Bank of Uganda commits itself to our common cause. You know why we first of all went into this? And we look forward to achieving a future milestone together, not least by heeding to the divine counsel, as in the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 4, verse 9, which says, 2 are better than 1 because they have a good return for their labor. I didn't want to go to verse 12, which says, when they lie together, they keep warm. So I left it at that. So, thank you all for dedicating time to visit the Bank of Uganda today for this vital ceremony of signing the amended MOU between Bank of Uganda and UCCU. And I thank you all for listening to you, and God bless. Okay.